I just recently took delivery of this little hydraulic trolley table, and you would think it would work straight out of the box, and pump as I may, the table would not come up or down. On the edge of the tabletop, the instructions for bleeding and topping up with hydraulic fluid. It shouldn't really need that because I think it comes primed complete. Now, it did occur to me that in transit it may have been upside down, on end, goodness knows what, or chucked around, that the fluid may have got an airlock in there. But I had another thought, and I did wonder whether they maladjust the release mechanism to be slightly on all the time, such that it wouldn't pump up, and if somebody fiddled about with it in transit, so the table didn't sort of gradually expand. I don't know how that scenario would work out, but it is another possibility. I don't think I'm the first to suffer this problem. Now, you can lift it up, and that's how I managed to get a block of wood underneath there to hold the table up. Would seem to indicate that this lever is just probably which is a release mechanism for to lower the table, is maladjusted. I wasn't sure what to do. I was in a bit of a hurry, so I just disconnected the cable. I undone the clamping bolt here, and then moved the cable, slackened the cable off to such a point where I could, and this nut, so that I could actually detect free movement here, and then operated it backwards and forwards a few times and pulled it out, made sure that it was out, this bar was out at its fullest extent, because this is the release valve, and once I'd done that and I was sure that it was functioning and out as far as it had come and probably closed, I then tried pumping it again. Hey presto, it worked. Well, I didn't really want to mess around, I just wanted to find out whether it was broken or not, and now I'm satisfied it's not broken. I would have to go back and fiddle about with the settings and see what I'll come up with. If you're faced with the same problem I was, don't be stupid and undo that. Come back and have a look at this here, because it has a slot in the threaded section. I don't know if you can see that, and so that you can adjust how far in and out the lever goes. This threaded section and nut is only like a short stud screwed into this black bar of the operating lever, and it's not attached to the release bar that comes out. So it's sort of an adjustment that you can do there, a fine adjustment that you can do there without worrying about anything else. Well, that does make life a lot easier, because this is a pig being on the floor. I bought the table to avoid crawling about and bending down, because my back can't take it these days, and here I am crawling about and looking under things again. Not what I really wanted, and doesn't make me too happy. I've retightened the cable, and but as you can see, my table won't go down when I lift the release lever. I can pump it up, it won't go down, and so now I'm going to adjust it. Now, before doing so, this is really important, don't tempt fate. I'm putting big block of wood underneath here, so that if the release mechanism operates while my hands are in the vicinity, the table don't come all the way down. Otherwise it's going to take your arm off, and that'll be it for you. Without stretching the imagination too far, this thing is a guillotine, putting your hands underneath there. I've already slackened off the locking nut to the adjusting stud. I have a long screwdriver so I can keep my hand well out of reach. And now I can twist the stud a little bit and check. Still no action. So holding it, and this is why you've got to keep your hands out, because this is really, really dangerous. As soon as I start seeing movement, I'll be okay. There we go. It's come down to the blocking bar that I've got underneath. Let's plug it up again. Take the blocking bar out now. When you're doing that, keep your hands well away from everything. Now, holding the release, down comes the table. Now I've got it set such that the table comes down at a fairly slow rate. I think the heavier the objects you got on it, the faster it'll come down, but there's certainly a lot of resistance. Well, the adjustment seems to be pretty critical, but it is new, and I've left it on something that is acceptable to me. If I put my sit on it again, please don't follow me doing silly things. But I'll show you the release now. I haven't got it up all that high in any case. You can see I'm looking for a gentle descent. I don't want a rapid descent of the table. That's the sort of speed of descent that I would like. I'd be happy with it. Do please make yourself a prop to hold the table up. One, for when you'll have to do adjustments underneath it, if you ever have to, like chopping up with hydraulic fluid, etc. I'm going to make myself a purpose-built block to go under the table when I've got it raised to its my favourite working height. Because I just don't trust hydraulics. They do tend to fail occasionally, and I don't want everything to come crashing to the ground. So it's a sort of just a safety measure, and it may just be accidentally catching a release lever, as simple as that. Now, that's all I've got to say about this. It's reasonably sturdy. I'm quite pleased with it, but time will tell. They recommend that you store it in the down position. Good advice. I can't imagine a release valve underneath the table being factory set in the wrong position, so I'd leave all well enough alone underneath the table and try adjusting at this point first, providing you've got enough thread above and below this portion of the handle here. You'll see for yourselves.